guys, welcome back. We are ready for episode 4 of 6 Feet Away. Woohoo! So, honest question, guys.
Quattro.
Yes,
Speaking people out there.
Thank you for making that distinction.
Espanol.
Or just those of you who have watched Dora the Explorer.
That is my Spanish expertise right there. Literally, the Spanish I know is from Dora.
What about Diego?
Nope.
Nope. Nobody watched Diego.
Dora in the map.
Yes.
On the map.
Nick is gonna be that one adult that's at like the new Dora. You know they're doing like a Dora live action.
Oh no, that
Nick
was
is gonna be like in line with his backpack on, you know?
Nick's gonna be at the midnight premiere.
Oh
We love you, Nick. Okay, but honestly, I do have a question about movies because I'm glad you brought this up. Is this actually episode 4? Because, you know, Star Wars, they made 1, 2, 3, but it was really 4, 5, 6, and then number 4 was number 1. So is this episode 1? Is this episode 4? I just had to pose that.
We're not as great as Star Wars.
Yeah, I think we have to be episode 4.
Okay, so this is episode 4. This isn't episode 1 that is actually 4. This is episode
It's
4.
just 4.
Okay, glad we got that established. But
Christina's just like, yeah.
Christy's like, header. But we did want to get that right because tonight is a very special episode of 6 Feet Away. Why is it such a special night, y'all? Because it's
Easter!
Easter! I'm not sure what happened there. It is Easter, and so we want to celebrate Easter with you guys in the only way we know how right now. And so, 3, 2, 1, Happy Easter! Hey! Nobody died! I wasn't sure how that was going to go. Wow, this is going to take a while to
He
clean
almost
up.
dropped his phone
Yeah,
because
I
Betty
know.
scared him so much.
The popper got me a little bit.
This is gonna be crazy to pick up.
I am a little bit curious how many of the people watching all of a sudden like had their volume shoot way loud and they're probably listening in their headphones and then they just blew their eardrums.
I think we should
no.
Fair warning.
I think we
The
should
headphone
re-put them
people.
in there and do it on Easter morning again.
I think they're one-shot wonders.
That-
Yeah,
that
they're
would be so
one-shot
fun.
wonders,
Okay.
unfortunately. But good
Let's
idea.
go buy some more. We need to buy the store out.
Yeah. They only had like a couple left. I think people are.
Well,
Stock it
that's
up.
signed.
Yeah.
Guys, essential. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Lord.
At least for the California youth, they're essential.
That's true.
No, in all seriousness, guys, we just want to say Happy Easter, this awesome time where we get to celebrate the reality that we get to live with Jesus having already paid the punishment that we deserve, and not just that he's now risen from the dead, proving that he's the Son of God, and that we don't have to fear death, even in the midst of crazy fear around the world right now. You know, we need to be cautious, but we don't have to live in chronic fear of that because Jesus already has conquered that. So I think this year we have a special real life picture of just what the resurrection does for us. So we're excited to celebrate with you guys. We'll have that a little bit more in our talk. We're going to put a pause. I think that's the pause symbol in the Wave series. So we can talk a little bit about Easter and redemption. So that's yet to come. But first, before we get into that, I literally have a... There we go.
Confetti.
Everybody needs their can of whipped cream because we've got to play a quick game here, guys. Nice.
They're
Yeah.
ready.
This is who should sponsor us.
I was just gonna say, not a sponsor. Our family original whipped topping, not a sponsor.
If you would like to sponsor us, we are accepting donations. We will put our address below. Send us whipped cream.
You gotta tilt it up. Oh my goodness, she doesn't know how to get whipped cream
Okay,
out
I
of
will
whipped
learn before they sponsor us. I'll learn how to do it.
Hey, there we go. Well done. Okay, so with that, some of you have seen kind of just because everybody's bored during quarantine, and so we're trying to find different ways of entertaining ourselves. That's for lack of a better word. I don't know where Tina went, but she went.
There she is.
There she is. She's back. So what a lot of people have been doing is they put a little bit on their hand of whipped cream, and then they smack their arm, sending the whipped cream hopefully flying, not to the ceiling, but just high enough to where you can get under it and catch it in your mouth.
Yeah.
So, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do that. Yep, they're ready. I just got to explain it to everybody. We're going to try to do it, and for each failure, every time one of us fails, our name gets put into the dreaded bucket that will be used to determine who is spinning the wheel for tonight. So, we like to do things.
Come on, Ashley.
Yeah, I know. Ashlyn hasn't gotten it yet. That's a big.
I know, I'm kind of hungry.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
So I will say, for a hint, if you like get the back of your hand a little bit wet, then it comes off easier, or so I've heard.
For water bottles.
Okay, all right. Nick's prepared. So, bye, Nick. Nick's turning to an N. All right.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
So, Ashton, you're all ready. You wanna lead off
Sure. Okay.
for your name? Here we go.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay. I thought it would like bounce. It doesn't bounce.
Whipped cream does not bounce.
I'm gonna get some paper towel. Continue. I'm gonna get some paper towel.
That's actually probably a good idea.
All right, Tina, you want to show? I guess we got to add Ashlyn's name here. Here's Ashlyn. Unfortunately, I cannot give that one to you, honey, but you are in the bucket. All right, Tina.
All right, Tina, you got this.
Here we go. Drum roll. Go for it.
Oh.
I was close.
Oh, similar result. This is looking good for me and Nick so far. Add a Tina to the bucket. All right, Nicholas. All right, Nicholas. In Indian style. He's doing this Indian style.
Look at him go.
Barefoot, in the house, in the bedroom. Here we go.
Here we go.
Good luck.
Nick.
No.
Did he get it?
Yes. What his name is?
Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he missed. It kind of, the hair threw me off. Like there was a big thing of hair that went and covered it up. Sorry, Nick.
I should have played like I made it.
All right, Nick.
Oh, man.
All right, here we go. Let's get the hand a little bit. Let's see here. Here we go.
You need more.
No.
Okay.
All right, here we
Andrew
go.
has probably been practicing this
Here we
all day,
go.
kids, so this is just
Oh,
Yep.
okay. He's been practicing all.
I am not. We all did a practice round before we started recording, and that has been.
No, we did
it.
not.
Okay, so my turn again?
Oh, here we go, hon. Oh,
Okay.
Here we go, Ashlyn.
I'm gonna aim higher.
you got it. Yeah, get it up high and smack it. Not into me, but yeah, you gotta smack
I feel
it.
so nervous. Okay, here we go.
Actually, if you smack it,
You're like launching this back. Oh, that was closer. Right. Alrighty, hang on. I gotta add your name, Ashlyn. I gotta add. Oh man, I'm running out of Ashlyns. Okay. Alright, Tina.
Woohoo!
Well done. Oh, and then she dabbed. She dabbed. Okay, but then you saved it. Okay, renegade. Okay. All right, Nick. Here we go, sir.
I
Yep, gotta get the flexibility
Okay,
in the
you got
arm
this.
going. Yep. He's really
All right, here we
nervous.
go.
He was off camera, but there is whipped cream evidence on the lips. Well done. Ashton.
Guys, this is so
All right,
bad.
here we go.
it together?
Oh, well, I have to do my
Oh,
second
yeah,
round.
you have to.
Then Megan
Yeah.
will do a all together round. All right.
Okay.
You were just assuming that this was going to go well.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Pro whipped cream launcher over
Do
here.
they
Okay.
teach you this in like youth pastor school?
Youth pastor school.
Classes?
It's actually
One of the electives at Moody's. So.
it's actually a 4.0 class or like a 400 class. You know, you only see news.
4 credit class.
No, like a 4. Oh, do I? Nah.
You still have it. Okay. Do you want to
Oh my gosh.
favorite
No. Okay, everybody, let's load up for this last one. Let's see if we can all 4 of us.
Yeah, I got this. I don't know why you're looking.
600
You wanna
calories.
get your hand wet or anything?
No.
Oh no.
In the
Got
whole
this.
bottle?
In the whole bottle, yeah.
What? No. Everybody
Why did you
together.
tell us that?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm just
I
so there's
just
15,
about myself.
Here we
15
go.
calories per serving and 37 servings.
That's a lot of calories.
Yeah, so that's 555. Sorry.
I'm just gonna eat more.
Nick is just focused on that. Look, let's go. Load up, Nick. Come on. Load up. Do it for the people. Eat the calories for the people.
Do it for the vine.
Don't do it.
Do it for the views.
Okay.
All right.
That's a big. That's a big
Here we
one.
go. Ready? Fist bump.
I
Okay.
put way too much on. This is not gonna go.
All right, we ready?
Yes.
Here we
This
go.
is going in the hair.
3, 2, 1.
Oh. Nope.
It's on Nick's leg.
Yep. It's all over.
Oh, look at Tina. She has a mustache.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
That's a Nick. Ashlyn, where did it land for you?
Everywhere. It just went everywhere.
Ashlyn. And the people love you. Christina still. All right. We got that.
I feel like I'm going down this
Wash
round,
up real
guys. I feel like.
Well,
I'm
it is
going
your
down.
turn. It is only fair. Can I have one of those, please?
Yes.
As we get cleaned up here, people. All right. Tina, do you
Can I
need...
go wash like my body off real
Here we
quick?
go.
Because it's all over my leg.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
You gotta do it again, Andrew. We're ready this time.
Okay, you ready? Here we go. Yeah, a little bit there. Okay.
I think Nick went to like take a shower.
Yeah, Nick went to take a shower. We have no idea where Nick went, but we're going to move on to the next part of our show. So, you guys...
Touch my nose.
Okay, actually, real fast, before we move on, what I wanted to say is to you guys, I want to challenge you guys this week. We did a drawing a couple weeks ago. Well, we drew it last week for kids who shared the video and just kind of draw up some support that way. And you guys did a great job. And Addie won the...
If you would have showed our camera the ping pong ball,
yeah, you
we
would...
have seen it. We could have corrected.
I know, I was like, guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm not there and the world falls apart. So.
Yes, oh, it did. It fell apart hard, man.
That's pretty much exactly.
It is. But anyway, Addie, congratulations on your mug. I still have another mug I'd like to give away. So your challenge to earn entrances to be able to be drawn is I want you to do some creative video with what we just did. Do it yourself. You can do like spin around and try to catch it in your mouth, or try to do as many in a row, and the one that does the most. I don't care. Be creative. Have fun with
Or
it.
just try it.
Or just try it.
Send us a video. That'd be entertaining too.
It would be entertaining. It would be. So we want to be entertained. So please send those to me, to Ashlyn, put them on Instagram, however you want to get it to us, and we'll put you in for a drawing for that. So that's your challenge this week. Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Also, we just can't wait till
Yeah. All right. So now something else you guys have done has been sending us in some awesome pictures and videos and different things of what you've been doing to stay busy
Except for
in this
there's
time.
one. There's one.
There's one what?
There's one not so awesome one.
One's not so awesome one. We'll let Nick disclose which one that is. But
yikes.
yikes. No, so we've got a bunch. So first up, guys, I want you guys to see here. I'll share with Ashlyn. You guys have your copies. Ben sent in these awesome pictures.
They are amazing.
They are phenomenal.
I know.
He's picked up photography.
That's just the upperclassmen small group showing out. That's kind of what we do.
It's all the small group leader. Oh,
Yeah.
Nick is really proud of you, Ben.
well done, well done.
From
Actually,
all you guys.
that's actually the reservoir. That's the reservoir, guys. Like,
If you can make the Van Wert Reservoir look that good, that's solid. Like,
that's
I love
actually exactly what I texted Ben when I got this. If you can make the reservoir look that good.
I love following Ben on Instagram because he's always posting these amazing photos
Yeah.
of nature, and it's just like so peaceful and awesome. I love
Woo,
it.
Ben, shout out. All right, next up we got Miss Zoe. Miss Zoe. Look
See, I
at
think
that.
that's all the small group leader right there.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Zoe is so creative and so just like I don't know. I love all the different colors.
Is that
and how
watercolor?
she-
Do you
I
think
don't
that's
gosh,
watercolor?
yeah.
I think it is, but I love how she like ombre.
Yeah,
She,
oh
like,
yeah,
ombre
yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
colors.
I like her oil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not very artistic, so don't take my word for it. I'm not sure what medium that is, but I know it's not crayon, so it's more advanced than me. So well done, Zoe.
Good job, Zoe.
Definitely not crayon.
This is
Yeah,
more
good
my
job.
style. This is more my style. Maddie sent in, like, I don't know, that looks like at least 150 cookies there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Probably
Zero
close to a
would
million. I don't know.
I got a question though, guys. How many of you guys received a bag of these cookies?
Nope.
Nobody got to raise their hand or there's going to be some
No.
problems.
I didn't. Where's my cookies? I don't have no cookies. All I get is
Daddy,
some
send Christina cookies
You don't have
ASAP.
any.
No, we're not peer pressuring you into
No,
sending
Maddie, we
cookies.
think it's awesome that you made those. And didn't she make them with her mom? I think
Sure!
I think she did make
I
them with
love
her
it.
mom. Yeah, which is super cool. I love that.
Yep. No, I love it. Baking has been awesome. Ashlyn's even done some baking, and I've been loving that.
Maddie rubbed off on
Where's
She's
our,
inspired.
Christina, why are we getting gypped here? I'm confused.
Not really.
Hey. No
What
being
did
all
you
hate.
do?
I got you whipped cream. I got you whipped cream. That's
That's true.
pretty
But
good,
I-
John.
You didn't even get the Ready Whip. You got our family brand.
Did you really think Ready Whip would sponsor this video, Nick?
I was hoping so.
We're not that high class.
All right. Stay on task. All right, next up, take a look at what. What's that?
The next picture is actually something that I really want to do and I haven't done yet. And so I'm so glad that somebody did it.
Yeah, let's show the people. This is what Brenna did. Brenna did. I think this is all paint, like just regular.
Yeah.
Like washable paint.
Yeah, washable
I think
paint. That's
she
the word.
took painter's tape and put it on her door, and then or some sort of tape, and
Yeah.
then painted it. And so I love that people all over town have been doing that. But
Yeah.
I think Brenna and
Yeah,
her family did a great
This is
job.
well done too.
That
Well
was awesome,
done.
Brenna.
Well done. Good job, Brenna. Super impressed.
Very awesome. Very awesome.
All right, next up we've got Addie with cross stitching, which I think is super cool.
Yeah.
It's this little dinosaur little guy. He's so adorable.
It's so
I
cute.
wonder if she named it.
No, definitely it's a raptor, no doubt about
It is definitely a raptor. Like at first, because it's purple, I thought maybe it's Barney, but it definitely
Yeah.
it has more of a fearsome look to it. So I agree. It's definitely she did well. Well done, Addie.
Good job, Addie.
I can't cross stitch.
Excellent.
So okay, now I want to go
it.
to Zane. Zane, he submitted several things, and to his credit, a lot of his cooking has looked rather delicious and something that I would gladly eat. And even this I would gladly eat. I just wanted to show you guys. This is what I would refer to as kid nachos.
I love kid nachos. I see no problem
Yeah.
with this thing.
For those of you who are not familiar with how to make kid nachos, you take chips,
Step one.
you put cheese on chips, then you put chips with cheese into microwave
Hey, but
and hit go.
listen, shouting out upperclassmen again. He did put some meat of some sort on there. So
Of some
it's
sort.
a lot better.
Some meat of some sort was placed on the
And-
nachos.
It might be like Taco Bell where you don't know what it is, but it's meat. So
Boom roasted. Okay, but hey, Zane, sorry.
I
We
guess Taco Bell
also,
isn't sponsoring us.
Taco Bell's not sponsoring us. Zane, you also did make this awesome box out
Yeah.
of wood. Like,
Yeah.
that's legit,
It's
guys.
awesome.
That is beautiful.
I think we should place an order. Like,
Legitness.
is he taking orders? Zane, are you taking orders?
Zane,
Like,
comment below if you're taking orders.
we will buy one.
All right. So this one, the 8th grade girls small group.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of this one.
I have never been happier about a video of Andrew.
The
That's all I
8th
have to
grade
say.
girls
Well,
are
thankfully,
amazing.
it's not the video. They
Well,
just have
yeah,
this
it's-
awesome freeze of my face here, and they said that this is a future meme to be named later. So
Yes.
I'm still waiting, but
Well,
I just
think I saw a GIF or something, Mike. Wasn't there like a GIF of it or something?
is there really a gift going
I
around?
think there is.
I'm a gift, guys. I'm famous.
It's gonna be my
bye,
new
Nick.
favorite gift. Okay, make a
I think he's
meme.
going to find it.
I feel like make a
Okay,
meme
but-
out of this photo and then send it in to us next week.
Yep. Nick,
I feel like it also needs to be addressed the exact subtitles that are on right at this point too, which is "You've just been bored for days on end." Andrew's face like that.
That's how I feel.
See
That's how I
that?
feel.
That's so funny.
That is impressive. Girls, you really wanted to know what we were saying, so you subtitled it? Wow. Dedication.
My
Well
8th
done.
grade, they take notes too. The
They-
8th grade girls rock. They're
Well
funny,
done.
they're smart, they're amazing. I love them.
I'm assuming Nick
Have it all.
I'm assuming Nick has disappeared to find said GIF. Who knows when
now
he
he's
comes back.
gone.
Oh, now
He's
he's
really gone. He's gone.
we're down to
Now-
3 guys.
All right, guys. Now it's time for your feature presentation of Only Christina on TV. Hello.
This is Christina's dream.
There we go. All right. We got to keep this video at a relatively short length. So also, we want to feature Tyler. Tyler sent in this awesome flip book. I have not seen a flip book in so long. Super impressive, Tyler. Way cool.
That was so creative. Like, I don't know how you. Mine would be like it wouldn't work.
And it had to take so much time. Like that had to take a lot of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically Pixar right here. This is basically Pixar. Well
Super
done.
cool, Tyler.
Super cool superhero flip book. Well done, Tyler. Super proud. Impressed. Okay, and now one more impressive one, and then we will jump out to our next shtick. This is Abby. Abby took it upon herself. She was feeling incredibly bored, and I have to do a shout out for her small group leader, Lisa. She and Lisa were talking about what she could do, and I'm not 100% sure how it came about, but they decided, hey, Abby, what you need to do is to make your own cards for all the 71 residents at a local nursing home, and then be able to give them to all the residents there. And so last I heard, she was at 51, and she wanted to get that done by the end of tonight and let me know if she did. I am sure she will. It is phenomenal. Way to go, Abby.
That gives me chills. Like, that is so cool, Abby. I love that you're doing that.
Abby,
Imagine like how much that's going to mean to the residents who they can't have their family visit them anymore. Like, so people that they normally get to come see, like, they're not allowed to come see them anymore. And so to be able to get these handmade cards from her, and it looks like she drew pictures on them and all kinds of stuff. Like, I just feel like that's going to mean so much to them. It's so neat.
Yeah. What a cool way to use your time to think about other people, Abby. That's so
yep,
cool.
that's what we've been talking about. So well done.
Awesome.
Super cool. All right. Nick is still gone.
I hope we draw his name.
That's exactly
Guys,
what I'm
let's
thinking.
just
Oh my
pretend.
gosh, did
Let's
we draw this out
pretend.
in here?
Like we
Guys,
did this
he's not here, okay? He wouldn't know if we just...
I know. It's a secret
Abby
between the
needs
three
to
of
know.
us and all of our
And
closest
all
friends.
of our closest friends. Okay, no, we're
He
gonna do
wouldn't
this
even know that it was rigged until he watched it on Saturday. I think it's
after
perfect.
he'd already done it.
Yeah.
The punishment. Who cares after that?
Yeah, great.
No, we will do this the right way. As you've seen, here we go. Oh no! Look at
Already
Oh,
said
he's
that.
coming back!
It's like he knew we were
We were talking about you, Nick.
talking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said, this is
so apparently my phone went from like 17% to
Zero.
Well, Nick, we just drew your name for the Wheel of Misfortune.
You're up,
No,
man.
you didn't.
So you're up.
Lego
Hey!
walk. We rolled it and everything. You have to
No.
walk on Legos.
You're a Lego walk of death.
We have all the witnesses right here, so.
No,
This is fake
actually,
news.
Nick, it is fake news. We haven't drawn yet, so here we go. We're gonna have Ashlyn draw. Yeah, we got you. Here we go.
If I draw my own
Please be
name,
Nick. Please be Nick.
I'm literally gonna be like,
Don't be me.
it's me!
No, that's
Yes!
You guys probably
Guys, this is 100% real. We're serious.
Whipped cream all around.
No, I don't know.
This is excellent. Well done.
That
You're
was
so.
100% real. Like,
Oh, I know.
like here, pull out. I want to show. There are
You
other
did.
names.
Here you go. Here you go.
Like there are other
Read
names
it.
in here. Tina, see?
You're gonna notice a lot of
Ashlyn.
everybody else because I didn't.
Tina,
That's it.
yeah. Oh, see, look, there were other names. Yeah.
Yep.
just had
Yep.
to-
Yep.
Yeah.
More confetti. I mean, we gotta pick all this up. Might as well. Okay. We will go ahead and spin the wheel here in just a minute, but first we're gonna shoot you over for a quick talk on Easter and just some of the importance of that. So enjoy. Jot some notes for your time in small group this week, and don't forget about thinking of a crazy way of doing the little whipped cream challenge this week, guys. We love you. We miss you. Wash your
And
hands.
don't forget, just because it's Easter, we're still having small
Yep,
groups.
still small groups this week. Still small groups. So
On Easter, still small groups.
all set. So see you in a bit. Our scene opens in a cold, dark dungeon. It's one of those where there's no light coming into the cell, and you've got people chained by the hands and by their feet to the walls with their backs against the cold stone, rats running around freely, eating on little bits of leftover food that have fallen into crevices and into the corners. You have inmates yelling and screaming for mercy from their captors, but none's coming. No, this is a place where our friend who is chained to the wall realizes the end is coming. He deserves death, and death is coming very quickly for him. He knows his sentence is coming soon. For now, all he can do is wait. You see, this all started back when this small nation was met by a much larger army, a much more powerful nation had come up against them and had declared war upon them. Well, this small nation knew that they were no match for this large army on the open battlefield. It would have been a slaughter. So small groups of this small nation began to realize that they had to do something, but they didn't know what until they started to become a guerrilla warfare type rebel group. This meant that what they would do is when the enemy was around, they would hide and blend into the rest of the crowd wearing normal clothes. And when the enemy had let their guard down and they were in smaller numbers, they could jump out, kill a few of the enemy, maybe destroy key outposts or take valuable resources, and then run back into the crowd in camouflage so that they wouldn't be found, they wouldn't be discovered, they wouldn't be killed. I don't know what happened, but this particular raid went differently. This particular night, I don't know if the enemy maybe had been fed some information that this attack was coming, or perhaps it was just dumb luck. But on this one time, our friend was captured. It didn't go as planned. Well, what do you do when you capture a rebel leader? Just like all movies do, you make an example of him, right? And that's exactly what the enemy army was going to do with this man. They sent him to death row, to the dungeon that we now find him in, telling him that, oh, justice is coming. Just you wait. And he knows it's going to be brutal. It's going to be public. They want to make sure that nobody wants to oppose them ever again. And as he sits in his cell, there's an element to which he knows that his end is justified. He's finally going to be brought to justice for the countless murders that he's done against this army. He's going to be held to justice for all the wrong that he's done. He's just waiting now. Waiting in that cold, dark cell for death. I can't imagine. A few days pass, but eventually he hears it. He hears the rattling of armor of the soldiers coming down the hallway. It bounces off, echoing on all the stone walls until it reaches his cell. He knows this is it. This is the end. The jailer grabs him, pulls him up to his feet, carries him out to the entrance of the jail, and that's when he sees him reach for his sword. Our friend knows that this is it. He takes what he assumes is his last breath, holding it, closing his eyes, waiting for the sword to strike right through him. The jailer grabs the sword out of its scabbard and swings it. But instead of death and pain, he cuts the bonds. He cuts what ties him as an enemy and says, go free. Get out of here. Leave. Can you imagine the shock in our friend's face? I mean, he probably didn't know what to do there for a while, and then finally he's not going to second guess it. He knows he deserves death, and now he runs. He gets out of there just like the soldier had said. He's found freedom. What an interesting story we come to today. If you haven't picked up, that's our story for today. That's Barabbas. That's the criminal from the New Testament in Matthew chapter 27 that is an enemy of the Roman Empire. He tried to resist them and tried to take out as many Romans as he could, but eventually is captured and is now on trial, on death row, awaiting to be killed. But you see, he's put in a trial against Jesus. You know, so Jesus, this guy who they've already had the Last Supper where Jesus washes the disciples' feet. He tells them, hey, you're going to need to serve people. That's who I want you to be. And so then he's betrayed by Judas, and he's taken and he's put through all these different kinds of fake trials almost, you know, where they're rigged by a jury of people who hate Jesus. So of course they're going to say, oh, he's guilty, right? Even though he's been guilty of nothing. And so now they take him before Pilate, this Roman official, because Rome's the only one who can execute prisoners at the time. And so they take him before Pontius Pilate, and Pilate talks to Jesus and is like, I don't know what the heck's going on. This guy's not done anything wrong. He might be, you know, been out in the sun a little too long. He kind of thinks he's God, but should we kill him? I don't know. But instead of setting him free, knowing that everybody wanted Jesus dead at that point in the crowd, and he's like, well, I guess I'll figure this out. So he brings out Barabbas. And he says, I'm going to let one of these guys go free. Who do you want? Now, I don't know. How many of you guys are basketball fans? I love it. March Madness, what we were supposed to be in right now, it's one of my favorite times. And actually this last week, they were supposed to have the championship. But the fun of March Madness is when there's an upset, right? You know, when you got a 16 seed beating a 1 seed. You know, it's crazy. It's like that shouldn't happen. Well, Pilate thought he was setting up the ultimate 1 versus 16. Jesus, he hasn't done anything wrong. He's actually done incredible good things for the people. And yet Barabbas, here's this murderer, killer guy. Of course, they don't want Barabbas. And so he pits these two against each other. But of course, if you know the story, the crowd chooses Barabbas and says to crucify Jesus. Barabbas, he deserved death. He committed murder. He was an evil person, and he deserved death. Jesus? No. I think Jesus understood something. You know how they say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? I think that he realizes that a story must be worth like 1,000,000 words then. I promise I won't use 1,000,000 words here, guys. But I think Jesus was giving us this story because it's a beautiful picture of actually you and I. And as we come to Easter, we need to understand this. Because this is the Easter story. This is Jesus. He's going to go to the cross and die the death that I deserve. I deserve it, man. Every time I sin, I choose to be in rebellion to God, to say, you know what, God, forget you. I got this on my own. I don't need you. That's rebellion. That deserves death against the perfect God of the universe. And so, but God stepped in because he didn't want that. He had to be just, but he also wanted to extend grace to us because he loves us that much. I don't know why. I genuinely don't, but he does. And so he chose to take my punishment. He bought me back, right? There was a trade that took place. There was a trade of Jesus for Barabbas. And this story gives us that picture, that story. But you can put yourself on trial there. Do you deserve death? Yes. Yes, you do. An eternal death, a separation from God. And yet Jesus makes this trade where he is taken for death that you and I deserve. He didn't deserve it, we did. That 16-1, man, isn't even, it's like 1 and I'm like 18,526,000. I don't know. But the ultimate thing is, this is what we're focusing on today. This idea of to redeem somebody, to redeem something. That's what we call this. This is called redemption. This is Jesus. Redemption means to buy back, right? That it's a big churchy word, but that's all it means, is to buy back. Jesus bought us back, right? He paid what was due for us. He bought us back with his own life. Like I said, I don't always know why, but that's the God that we serve. We say he is our Redeemer, and we celebrate that during Easter. We celebrate his death, of the purchase of it, and then the resurrection that proves that, hey, guess what? He backs up what he says he can do. He really is God. He really is alive, and we don't need to fear death anymore because he has backed everything up. Do you guys remember? Do you remember these rocks? You know, if you were in the loft last year, around Easter time, we brought these out and everybody got one. I hope you still have it, because this is a really important thing of what we're talking about here with redemption. You see, this rock looks on the outside incredibly normal, right? God, what he does is he takes something that looks dirty, that is hard, that seems ordinary, kind of a lot like you and me, right? Dirty, hard, ordinary at best. But you see, the thing is, God deals with what's on the inside. The outside, yes, it's not much, but God wants to change what's on the inside. And for those of you who don't know, this is a geode. And what's really cool about a geode is what's on the inside. See, God can redeem. He can buy back what is hard, what is ordinary, what is evil, what is bad, what is dark, what is deserving of death. He buys it back, and he can do incredible things with evil, terrible things like you and me that deserve death. And if you look on the inside, I'll get closer for those of you who want to see. It's quite beautiful. This is what it means to redeem, right? He's bought us back. He's taken what is hard and he redeems it and uses it for something good. He can use you and I to do incredible good in the midst of other hard situations in life. And I love that about God, that we have this truth that we can hold on to, especially during Easter. But okay, so what's the big deal? Okay, great. God redeems us. We've heard, we deserve death. He paid it. And he now is able to use you and I. What does that look like? What? Because of Easter, right? Because Jesus did all of this. So what? All right, here you go. 1 John chapter 2. Pause the video if you don't have your Bible. Get your Bible and go to 1 John, not just John. Got to have a 1 in front of it. 1 John, it's way towards the back of the Bible. 1 John chapter 2, verse 6. It says, whoever says he abides or is connected to me, so if we're connected to God, if we want to be connected to him, he says, whoever says that he abides in him, in Jesus, ought to walk in the same way which he, Jesus, walked. He's saying, if you're connected to me, then you ought to do what I did, right? That makes sense. If we want to follow Jesus, we should follow him, right? I don't think this is too crazy. Well, if God is a God that redeems, right? He takes hard, terrible, difficult, ordinary situation, and he uses them for incredible beauty, for good. If that's the God we serve, shouldn't that be who we are? Shouldn't that be you and I? I don't know if you noticed, but what's going on around us, there's a lot of really scared people. You know, maybe there are some scary people, I don't know, but there's a lot of scared people around. There's a lot of fear going on with the COVID-19 and all that. You might be feeling that yourself. That's understandable. But how are we taking this hard situation and redeeming it, right? How are we entering in and redeeming this hard situation? Well, I'm going to be honest. It starts by getting the focus off of me. Isn't that what Jesus did? He modeled that. He got the focus off of himself and redeemed us. He gave up himself. And see, now that Jesus has redeemed you and I, we don't need to worry about ourselves. If we know that the God of the universe is watching out for us and caring for us and has got our eternity taken care of, doesn't that free me up to be a little more giving right now of myself? A little more sacrificial of myself? Oh man, if I was in jail, death row like Barabbas, how do you think I would live? I'd be focused on me, right? I'd be doing everything to free myself, to focus on myself. I wouldn't care about others. Imagine today, if this is the only 80 years that you have. If this life is all that there is, if this is it, who am I going to live for? Me? I'm going to do whatever I want. But Jesus does something different. He says, hey, I've redeemed you. I've got you back. I've got your eternity. I've taken care of you this far. So why don't you be somebody who does that for other people? No, I can't take care of their eternity, but I can redeem their hard situations. I could step in sacrificing a bit of myself and care for them. Isn't that what we've been called to do, guys? Because of Easter, because Jesus' example, if we are connected to him, that's what we need to do. So I need to figure out ways that even in the middle of scary, hard times, how can I care for other people? How can I reach out to people who I don't always want to? How can I encourage? How can I be creative? You guys are creative. How can I be creative to care for other people? How can I look beyond myself and try to help this in my family, for my friends, for those people I don't even know? I don't know. I can't give you all the answers, but I think we all need to be doing that because Jesus did that for us. And that's what we've been called to do, to redeem, to take this really hard situation and buy it back for good. That's my challenge, guys, for Easter. Let's do that. Let's be people who, because God has redeemed us, we can step into this really hard situation and redeem it for good. I'm excited to hear how creative you are with that. I hope that you guys have a terrific Easter, and I look forward to watching the punishment from the wheel of misfortune very soon. We love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Guys, it's our favorite time of the episode. Wheel of Misfortune! Nick's so happy.
So excited.
Nick, you've won the right to be on this twice now. You are leading in that. You are winning.
It's such a privilege.
You're the champion.
Champ.
Well, I'm just hoping it's not something dumb. And if I pay you $5, I'm throwing my phone.
And then you'll be paying a lot more than $5.
Just buy us a coffee, Nick. Just buy us a coffee. Okay.
That counts. All right, Ashton, spin it.
Yeah. You know, marriage, what's yours is
Ooh,
mine.
ooh,
60 seconds
ooh.
blank.
It is on the little, I don't know what that is, but it is pointing to orange, barely, which is a 60-second plank.
Yeah, you got this.
Oh,
I don't think I can do that, but that's all right.
Nick, you got this. You've been working on those abs of steel for far too long. Let's prove it. Here we go. 60
Been working
second
on the
plank.
dad bod far too long.
Yeah, the dad bod. Okay, guys.
No, having kids.
All of these are our kids.
Let's just
Ashley's like, we're done here. Guys, we are done here. We'll see Nick here in just a second do his plate, but seriously, have a good week. We miss you guys. Bye-bye.
bye.
Happy Easter!
Happy Easter!
All right, well, here I am back to pay my debt for being bamboozled. I can't really explain it other than that. I think that this is all a sham. So, yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Here we are. 60-second plank. Let's see how long I can last. Here we go. So, yeah, as you can see, working that core strength, baby. Oh, man, it's only been like 10 seconds. That's really bad. So yeah, hopefully, everyone is having a good day, good time. I don't really know what to say. Should I talk? I don't know. We're gonna fake it till we make it. Yeah. I promise that I'm up. My butt is in the air. I promise you. Yeah. So, the timer on my phone can go off at any time now, preferably sooner, but you know, that's fine.